It's on the road at the Alamo Dome, and there was your matchup, the Admiral and the Dream. But they were both overshadowed by the performance of Vernon Maxwell. First the save, then gets it back, score the goal and the foul. After a dismal 2 for 13 shooting performance in the first half, David Robinson came alive. That's one way to pick up the shooting percentage. Rudy T looking a little disheveled. Fourth quarter, Robinson leading the Spurs. The driving layup and the foul there. So count it, Spurs by 7. 35 seconds left in the game. Spurs up by 3. Mario Ellie shoots it. Otis Thorpe, the tap to Maxwell, who drains his 5th 3 of the night. So we're tied at 88 and shaking it, but not breaking it. 3 ticks remain. A Nigel Knight miss. Rockets get one last chance. Maxwell drives, stops, pulls up, hits the shot at the buzzer. It goes. Rockets win it in dramatic fashion, 90-88. The Spurs did play without the suspended worm, Dennis Rodman. So that makes a 22-1 start for the Rockets. They can tie the record with a victory at home. Lost to Cleveland. Shaq told Scott exactly how, where, and when he wants it. Then they try it out. Shaq had 33 points and 10 boards. And Shaq can share. How about the no-look to Scott Skiles at the half? Magic by 4. Third quarter, Skiles lights it up. Skiles at 27. Randy Fund, a tip of the invisible hat. Lakers respond. Doug Christie for a 3. Doug Christie for a 3. Doug Christie, 3 threes in the third. Fourth quarter, off the break. Sedale 3 to Christie. Up and in for the layup. Christie at 31. 30 seconds remain. Lakers by 2. Vlade Divac seals it with the jumper. He had 17-11. Lakers win it 109-102. Orlando opened the game with a 15-2 run as the Nuggets show the defense. Dan Marley stripped. Then Mahmoud Abdul Rauf gets it to Reggie Williams. He lays it in. Then it's Abdul Rauf. The jumper pulls up from the wing. He's got it. So how about a drive, top of the key? Hey, he's got that one too. 15 points in the first half. Nuggets by 6. Would Charles lead his sons back? Dikembe Mutombo says, I don't think so. The SWAT. Denver pushed the lead to 21 in the third quarter with players like Robert Pack stealing and dunking. Paul Westphal, his mood hasn't changed since the last time we saw him. Denver wins for the first time in 6, although it was their 7th straight home victory. Craig.
The lob, and Weber. A modest 10 points for the rookie. In the third quarter, Blazers were down by 21. They come back. Cliff Robinson led the way with 22 points. 2.5 to go. Blazers up 2. Billy Owens, the lob. Again, it's Weber. We're all tied up. Tracy Murray for 3. Blazers by 3. 25 seconds left in the game. Blazers up 1. Billy Owens grabs a loose ball, and then the outlet to Berkeley, California. It's a turnover. Rod Strickland made 1 of 2 free throws. Blazers led by 2. 8 seconds left. Warriors try for the tie. Great feed from Mullen to Weber. We're all tied up at 98. Rick Adelman going to set up the final play, and he's going to give the ball to Rod Strickland. Strickland, closing seconds, wins it with a 0.2 seconds left. Rip City, the Blazers win 198. Strickland scored 16 and said afterwards, the plan was for me to get the ball and have Cliff Robinson set a pick, but he got tangled up. I went to the basket. That's all I could do. Chris Mullin was just 2 of 15 with 7 points. Tuesday, the NBA fined Armin Gilliam $7,500 for his flagrant foul on Dale Davis Saturday. The NBA also fined the Pacers Antonio Davis, Vern Fleming, Sam Mitchell, Byron Scott, and Kenny Williams $2,500 for leaving the bench in the fracas. Tuesday, the Pacers were in Seattle, and things got rough. Byron Scott and Ricky Pierce going after it. Pierce is ejected. Byron stays in the game, and he scores 13 points, including the pretty left. Second half, Dale Davis likes to dunk whenever possible. 17 points, 12 boards. In the fourth, jumpers were falling for both teams. Kenny Williams, Kendall Gill with 16. Detlef, Sonics up by 2. Reggie Miller for the tie. And then Gary Payton. It was a close game. He makes the steal coast to coast. He scored 19. Kendall Gill, 4 points in the final 2 minutes. Sonics go up 3, and he puts it away, and they win by 3. Seattle wins its 4th in a row and remains unbeaten at home at 12-0. The Pacers shot a blistering 70% in the first half. Jazz versus the Cavaliers. Karl Malone minus the batteries in his blinking sneakers. He had 11 boards. Stockton had 16 assists, including this one to Brian Russell. The Jazz with an early 6-point lead. Price to Doherty. Cavs trail by 1. Doherty was diagnosed with vertigo before the game, but it didn't affect his play. Flicks in 2 of his 26. Cavs by 4. Second half, Terrell Brandon hits the pull-up J. He had 18 points and 14 assists. Cavs win it 112-97 As far as the vertigo, which is an inner ear problem, Doherty said, I was doing pretty well until I got popped at the end of the game.
Anthony, some pretty big shoes to fill in place at Doc. First half, John Starks, the jam, of course, gets the technical for hanging on the rim. Nets D up. Kenny Anderson strips Starks on the break. Fourth quarter, it's Anthony pulling up, hits the rainbow. Doc would be proud. Then Ewing follows up the miss with an exclamation point jam. That pulled New York within one. Ewing the jumper, the Knicks by one. Anderson comes back, the drive. It's the Nets by one. Stay with me if you can. And then Kenny goes slicing, dicing through the Knicks defense, through the sweet lay-in. That puts him up by three. Jersey holds on to win it, 85-81. With 3 minutes left in the fourth, Chuck Daly took Kenny Anderson aside and shared some thoughts with him. Daly said afterwards, I'm going to scream at him and make him grow up. I've yelled at other people before. Nets shoot 35% from the floor and win. Knicks did pick up 5 techs. Hornets, losers of 8 straight on the road in Auburn Hills. Joe Dumars sitting this one out. That's not him. It's just the story about him. All Charlotte, Muggsy Bogues with the 24 running down. Tossed up the prayer. Goes. Hornets by 14. End of 3. Hersey Hawkins nails the 3. Hornets by 22. Now let's listen to these sounds of Larry Johnson from the free throw line.
Jam-packed arena. It looks like several of this basketball. The guy
hey, whatever works for you, right? But then more bad news for Detroit. Eddie Johnson steps on Olden Polynice's foot. Polynice to the ground in obvious pain. The initial diagnosis, a contusion of the left knee. Hornets win it 108-97. Charlotte's win was keyed by a 14-zip fourth quarter run that blew it open.
Avoid number 20 against the Bucks. You know, Mash, not used to losing, but it happens when you go pro sometimes. First quarter, Mash gives the Mavs a 7-point lead, but the Bucks control the boards. Rookie Vin Baker with the miss and then the putback, part of a 14-1 Bucks run. In the second half, Eric Murdoch with the basketball, pulls up, shoots the J. Todd Day with the tip-in, Bucks up 11. Quinn with the strategy, give it to Mash. Working, fading, hitting, 29 points for Mashburn. Mavs closed it with an 8, but the Bucks pull away again. Kenny Norman bounced. The Day, thank you very much, 21 points for Todd. And Quinn Buckner has to wonder when this streak will end. The Bucks win. The Mavs lose their 20th.
7th straight road win. Neek struggled in the first half, hit just 4 of 8. Willis didn't struggle. Hit 14 of 23 from the field. Hawks up by 3. Then Willis, little jump hook in the lane. A career-high 32, Hawks by 7. Celtics need a rally. The fans say go to the X-Man, and it pays off. The drive and the windmill slam. He played 28 minutes. Then the X is fouled. He hit 12 of 18 shots. And the rainbow from the baseline, he uses all of the rim. He scored 7 straight, ended up with 26. Celtics within 2, 103-101. Wilkins tries to preserve the lead. There were 2 seconds left on the shot clock when Willis got fouled by D. Brown. 2 seconds left on the shot clock. Willis sinks them both, and the Hawks hit 5 of 6 down the stretch and win it by 5. Willis said, our defense, the key to the whole winning streak. Some people think it's a fluke. It's no fluke. Wilkins said a year ago we would have lost a game like this. Bullets get it low to Don McClain. He was one of them, 19 again. Clippers up 8 at the half. Danny Manning, also double figures, had only 12, finds Elmore Spencer. Clippers by 23 in the fourth, then on the break. Manning again. This time to Ron Harper, and Harper finishes it off. Clippers win it 109-92. Manning only scored 12, but he had a triple-double. To go with the points, he had 12 boards, 10 assists. L.A. now in double digits with 10 wins. Greg? Speaking of 3 minutes into the game, B.J. goes down. A moderate ankle sprain, he wouldn't return. Isaiah was returning the ball to the net, a team-high 25. Late in the first, Scottie Pippen will steal the Ryder pass, and Scottie comes in for the Michael-like double pump jam. He led Chicago with 26, and the Bulls are up 9 at the half. Late fourth, Bulls still lead 9. Leitner grabs the board, puts it up. It's a 3-point play. The Wolves are down 8. Leitner scored 21. Then it's Tony going to the left. High off the glass, a 3-point play, and Kukoc, 21, helps the Bulls win again, 106-98. Kerr ended up playing 41 minutes. B.J. listed as doubtful for Thursday's game. Sidney Lowe, it's no consolation to lose, even coming close, but it sent a message. If we play hard, we have a chance to beat anyone. The Heat have lost all 11 of their games in Philadelphia. That's fine with Mad Dog Carter. Moses Malone, look out for the elbow, Steve Smith. Kevin Lockery's team wouldn't crumble. They played well in half one. Smith to Minor, and Minor with a major reverse layup. He scored 6 points in 17 minutes, but they're pretty Smith, the no-look to Minor again. Smith had a team-high 8 assists, Heat by 2 at the break. Moses, the long J, had 15. We're tied at 79. Who do you go to down the stretch? Rice for 3, and it's good. And with the shot clock running down, Rice winds up another 3. 3 of 7 from 3. Game-high 25 for Rice. Mad Dog mad after the game, saying that was a game we should have walked out with a W. Popeye Jones loses it. Jimmy Jackson steals it right back. Dallas up 20 in the first half, Jackson 28. Quinn Buckner, does he have the winning feeling? Would he know it if he had it? Isaiah Ryder, the huge dunk. T-Wolves down 10, Ryder at 13. Slow going early, let's put away the needle point. Let's go back to the game. Jamal high off the window. He had 15, the Mavs are up 6. Deja vu for Sidney Lowe, he's seen it before. Isaiah, hard foul by Mashburn. Ryder gets up and goes after him. Ryder said he was more upset that Mashburn didn't help him get up. Mavericks hold on to win this one as Mashburn and the team shoot him down 93-89. The only NBA team not in action Thursday night, the Sixers. The same organization the Mavericks will be linked with forever as both lost 20 straight. All season, all eyes on the big men. Dikembe to Reggie Williams, 2 of his 23. Then it's Hakeem. 1 of his 17 boards, and then the skyhook. He led all scorers with 35 at the half. The Rockets are up by a deuce. Second half, the Nuggets come out. It's 57-53. Reggie the steal. The Rockets had 15 turnovers. Nuggets by 6. Rudy T, is it slipping away? Fourth quarter. Robert Pack. Mutombo, he had 24 to lead Denver. Another dunk, this time by LaFonso. The lead is 15, and the Nuggets put up a big W, 106-93. So Houston fails to equal the mark set by the Knicks for best starts to a season with 1 loss. Rockets shot 37%, the Nuggets 47%. Power struggle in the East, the Knicks and Hawks, each division leaders. The Hawks off to a cold start. Neat couldn't find a shot, neither could Kevin Willis, who was coming off a season-high 32. Combined 5 for 24 in the first half. Greg Anthony doing just fine. In for the layup. Knicks with a 15-point lead at the break. Anthony hit 4 of 17. Knicks go cold. They score only 8 in the third. Wilkins in with a drive. He scored 20. The Knicks look for a spark. They look for their big man Ewing. 2 of his 14 in the fourth. He had 28 in the game. Is John Starks fired up? Indeed he was, and the Knicks go on to win this one, 84-75. The Hawks scored only 15 in the second. I mentioned the Knicks only 8 in the third. Both teams now identical, 17 and 6 marks. Shaquille O'Neal having huge games against this club. Off Benoit Benjamin over Derek Coleman. Hey, Benoit, see ya. Jason Williams tries. Magic led by 20 at the half. But the Nets come back. DC, he had 27 to lead the Nets. And Johnny Newman drives in. And a foul's on Hardaway. The lead is 7 in the fourth. Hardaway had his biggest night of the season, driving for the baseline layup. Then he ices it in the fourth as he hangs and hits. Penny with 31 points, 8 boards, 7 assists. The final, sorry, Chuck, 122-112. In 2 games against the Nets, Shaq has scored 58 points and grabbed 43 boards. Daly said they looked like they were a step quicker all night. Sometimes it happens on the road. Sometimes it happens around Christmas.
Ken Griffey Jr. and Charles, and here comes Charles. You know, you can hang on the rim if you want to avoid Kendall Gill, but they give him a tee. They give Charles a tee. Later, it's Detlef, dunking and hanging and not getting a tee. Westy can't figure it out. Suns trail by 12 at the half. Third quarter, tempers flaring. Barkley gets into it, the man-child, Sean Kemp. Another tee is going to be thrown. This one's on Kemp, and Charles likes that. Less than 2.5 minutes left in the game. Sonics up by 3. Barkley drives. Kicks to Marley for 3. His 6th of the game, ties it at 84. Time running down. Suns trail by 2. KJ to Ainge for the 3. No. Who's going to get the rebound? Charles in charge. Kicks out to Thunder. Thunder, his 7th of the game. Yes. 7 seconds left. They are up. Sonics get one more chance down 1. Detlef. 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 To Nate McMillan for the win. No. Suns win. 87-86. Marley hits 7 of 11 threes. Sonics score a club record low 27 in the second half. It was Seattle's first home loss of the season. Barkley scored 18 with 18 boards. First half, it's a pretty even game. Brian Russell to Jeff Malone to the mailman. 26 points for Karl. Then Nigel Knight gives it to David Robinson. He scored 27 points. Jazz by 2 at the half. In the second half, the mailman comes in for the layup. Season's greetings to Nigel Knight. So Nigel comes right back. Gives to Terry Cummings. The Spurs are within 3, and Santa's a Spurs fan. But Johnny Stockton, deep, Three-pointer, seals it. The Jazz win. Stockton goes over the 10,000-point mark. The Spurs fall 3 games behind second-place Utah. There were over 33,000 fans at the Alamo Dome. Clippers, Warriors, Danny Manning. Oh, doesn't even know he has a bloody mess there. Chris Webber, what's he going to do? Oh, give him Rookie of the Year right now. Right now, Karl. Rookie of the Year, Chris Webber. Warriors run all night. Avery Johnson, show and tell on the 2-on-1. Sprewell came up huge in the second half, steals the Aguirre pass. Let's slow this one down. Latrell, LaSlam, and then more. Billy Owens to Sprewell. Two-handed lookout below. Warriors run away with it. 141-95. Mullins scores 21. What about Webber? First career triple-double, 22 points, 12 boards, 12 assists. It was the third largest margin of victory in Golden State history. Terry Porter for the layup. He scored 10 points for Portland. Then it's Kenny Williams missing the J. Antonio Davis with authority. He scored 10. More Blazers. Porter up court. Cliff Robinson catch and slam. He scored 17. What about James Robinson? We don't hear enough about him. Hangs, shoots, scores. Blazers win. They've won 4 straight. James Robinson scores a career-high 19 points. The Pacers are 4-17 lifetime at Portland. Karl. Yes, she does. Okay. First quarter, Larry Johnson off window, barely looked. Charlotte by 1 at the half. Celts stick close. The lob to D. Brown. Boston up 3 after 3. Key play, Celts up 2 in the 4th. D. Brown steals and then stripped by Alonzo. He dishes. It's tipped to Del Curry. Not the guy to tip it to. Scored 12 of his 20 in the 4th. Chris Ford wanted a foul. He got tossed instead. Charlotte wins. The Celts lose their 4th in a row and the 6th straight on the road. Alonzo scored 30 with 18 boards. The Celtics were led by Kevin Gamble's 22. Lakers in the Heat. Golfer Ray Floyd watching. First corner. Ronnie Cycli up. You got to block out Harold Miner. Here comes Harry. 14 in the first half, 16 in the game. And then give the ball to Geiger. Open floor. Oh, Matty. You know what? He can do more than shoot. Let's watch him work inside, and then the dish to Randy Funn. Funn open, and oh. 16 points for Geiger. Heat win at 109-92. The Heat out-rebounded the Lakers by 17, led by Cycli's 14 and Glenn Rice's 10. Steve Smith scored 23 for Miami. Nick Van Exel had 16 for the Lakers. The Bucks and the Cavs, the price is right. Perfect form rotation. Cavs by 14 and 1. Second quarter, Todd Day. Oh, pretty pass. Derek Strong. Day had 21 points and 4 assists. Second half, all Cavs. Fourth quarter, Terrell Brandon, alley-oop. Chris Mills with 12 points. Worth another look. The lob from beyond midcourt. Cavs win it 107-88. Cavs have won 3 in a row by an average of 21 points. Gerald Wilkins led 6 Cavs in double figures with 20 points.
They want to be there. Second quarter underneath, Kurt Horace Grant, he scored 14. Third quarter, Pistons down 8, and Lindsay lights it up from 3. He hit 4 threes in the second half, finished with 21. Then Kukoc, backdoor to Scotty, 5 assists for Tony. Pippen's second triple-double in a week. Fourth quarter, Bulls up 10. Grant to Pippen to Grant. He had 14 and 9 boards. Isaiah and Joe, yeah, we're out of here. 81-72. Pippen 16, 10 and 10. Phil Jackson, Christmas Spirit, said it was a real slow game because we let Detroit set the tempo. Luckily, Santa brought us the win. While Lindsay scored 21, Allen Houston struggled. Johnny McClain to Purvis. Pretty move. 2 of his 7. And then Richmond feeds Wayman. And watch Wayman use the power game. He had 11. Mitch leads the way with 20, and the Kings win it by a score of 114-88. Gary St. Jean said, we got the Christmas gift we wanted, and we'll give it to Bobby Hurley. It's great to be back here with a win. We defended as well as we have all year. Michael Adams diagnosed with a respiratory infection. He did not play. Correct?